Good morning. My name is Robin Broman, and I am the development manager for the Villages of Westhaven Park, the site that is formerly known as Henry Horner Homes. Today, we're here to talk about the latest phase of development at the site. It's called Westhaven Park 2D. It's an exciting development, and we're very happy to bring it to you. With me today is Peter Levovey, the developer from Brinshaw Michaels. He will be presenting the deal to us today. So, with that, Peter, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Uh, as Robin said, my name is Peter Levovey, and I work at Brinshaw Development, and we're partnered with the Michaels Development Company. And I'm an executive vice president, and I've been working on the redevelopment of the Henry Horner home since 2001. So this is my 20th year anniversary. Uh, isn't that amazing? Our team for the redevelopment of this phase is Brinshaw Michaels, our developers, Land and Bone Baker Architects. McShane Ashlar is a joint venture that will be the general contractor, and the property will be managed by the Michaels Management Affordable Company, which is an affiliate of the Michaels Company. And I'm very proud that these designs were inspired and we received input from and uh, criticism and assistance from the Horner Working Group that we've been working with for the last 20 years. The Horner Working Group contains representatives from the Chicago Housing Authority, from the Alderman's office with Walter Burnett participating directly, Horner Residence Council, the Horner LAC, and BPI, the Gautreaux Plaintiff Council. As you all know, the Henry Horner Homes was originally built starting around 1958. And I have a beautiful historic picture here with 1950s cars in front of the building after it was originally built. It started out as a great place to live. And over time, it experienced the same problems that were experienced across many of the public housing projects here in Chicago and across the United States through disinvestment. And it became the subject of Alex Kotlowitz's book, There Are No Children Here, that was made into a TV miniseries starring Oprah Winfrey as the mother in the series. As a result of the conditions, the residents got together and brought a lawsuit against the Chicago Housing Authority called the Mothers Guild litigation, and it was settled through a consent decree. They had a very interesting theory that because the CHA wasn't improving and repairing units and they were going offline, the units were being constructively demolished. And this theory was accepted by the federal court, and they entered into this decree that required, in a phase one, 461 public housing units be built back both on and off site. And the Villages of Westhaven, a 201 unit project, was built on site, and the balance of the units were built off-site. Brinshaw Michaels was procured to do phase two, which was to include 258 or 35% of the units as public housing redevelopment on the balance of the site, which was 26 acres. The CHA was awarded a Hope 6 grant in 1996 to pay for the redevelopment, and the CHA created what's called the Plan for Transformation in 2000 that called for mixed income redevelopment across its entire system. And we were procured as the master developer for the Henry Horner Homes Phase 2 redevelopment in 2001. I wrote that procurement back then, the response to the procurement, and I've been working on it ever since, and drafted the revitalization plan in 2001 that went to HUD that called for the replacement of 271 units on site. This is a master plan of what the entire redevelopment of Westhaven Park, which is the new name for the Henry Horner Homes, is to have. And we've built out most of it, and you can see in the blue the building that we're here to discuss today, Westhaven Park Phase 2D, and it's right smack dab in the middle of the site at the southeast corner of Damon and Lake. You can see the other phases on the two ends of the site was the very first phase, which we call Westhaven Park Apartments. And also on that land is Westhaven Park Tower. And then if you move a bit to the west of the easternmost part, you see Westhaven Park 2B, and then Westhaven Park 2C, and then the Villages of Westhaven to the west of that. We've completed all of those phases, and we're very proud to be here for putting the crowning achievement of the redevelopment into the site plan right now. So, as I mentioned, we've built 6 phases of development thus far. Westhaven Park Apartments, which had 155 rental units, of which 87 are public housing. Westhaven Park Tower, which has 116 units and is the photo you see right there, was completed in 2006. It has 79 for-sale condos and 34 public housing units. City Flats, which was built in 2007, has 60 for-sale units with no public housing. Westhaven Park 2B, 127 units, had 70 public housing units. Westhaven Park 2C, completed in 2011, 92 rental units and 3 retail storefronts immediately adjacent to the site we're going to be talking about today, and then with 46 public housing units. And we recently completed in 2019 the renovation of the 200 units of Westhaven, Villages of Westhaven. And that contains 95 RAD units, 55 market rate units, and 50 affordable units. End to end, we've already completed 747 units of housing, including 608 rentals and 139 for sale condos. The consent decree that I've been talking about earlier, the Mothers Guild consent decree, committed the CHA to building 258 public housing units at a minimum back on phase 2. Our revitalization plan had 271 units, and we have already delivered in that phase 2 237 units. And our new phase that we're here to talk about today, phase 2D, will have 38 public housing units, bringing the total number of replacement units for Henry Horner Homes in phase 2 to 275, completing the CHA's obligation both under the Mothers Guild consent decree and under the revitalization plan for HUD for the Hope 6. So here's a look at the building on the right. It is a 12-story building with a 4-story wing attached to it. The 12-story part is along Lake and Damon, and the 4-story is on Damon and Maypole. It's going to have 96 units, and it'll be right across the street from where the new L stop for the Green Line is going in. So it's a TOD development, a transit-oriented development, and we're very proud to make this one of the city's best transit-oriented developments. The building will have 38 public housing units, 25 affordable units at the 50% and 60% AMI level, 33 market rate unrestricted units, and the 96 units will be divided between 82 one-bedroom units and 14 two-bedroom units. There's parking in the building, but it's limited. There are only 16 parking spaces. Because we are right across from the L, we're taking advantage of the concept that this will be a transit-oriented development site and encourage people to take the L and to get on a bike, and we're providing 96 one-for-one indoor parking spaces for bicycles. Here's a table that shows how it's divided between 1-bedrooms and 2-bedrooms in the different types of units. Of the public housing units, 33 will be 1-bedroom and 5 will be 2-bedroom. And as you can see, below it is a rent table. The public housing units will be under ACC, so the residents will pay 30% of their income in rent. The 50% AMI units will be $685 and $825. The 60% AMI units will be $827 and $978, and the market rate units will be $1,240 and $1,690. So here's a view of the building from the southwest, and you can see it's a very attractive building. It's going to be built out of precast concrete, and it will have these what we're calling fingers or trees coming up from the ground that will emphasize the verticality of the 12-story tower. Uh, and you can see to the right, the 4-story portion will have ground floor retail. And on the second floor, there's an outdoor amenity deck that's attached to the community room that we're very proud of. It's going to be a great feature. You can see looking down Maypole where the Phase 2C units are in scale with the 4-story wing, and across the street is another building from Phase 2C that's a 4-story building. So it's all in scale with what's currently there. This is a shot looking from the northeast uh, down southwest, and you can see where the new train station will be. There'll be steps coming down from the train right onto the site of this 2D building. You also see in the foreground one of our 2C buildings, a 4-story elevator building that's right adjacent to it. If you were walking down Damon, or in this case, I guess walking up Damon, this is what it would look like at the entrance with that beautiful see-through overhang that is covering both the outdoor amenity deck and then over the entrance of the building. And there'll be storefronts, 2 storefronts at the corner of Lake and Damon, and then a third one at the corner of Damon and Maypole. So the bus stop will continue to be at that corner, and it'll be supplemented with, it's not showing it, but there'll be a staircase coming down from the L right onto the site in front of the building on Lake Street. The L stop itself will be on the other side of Damon, and that'll be the main entrance. Here's a view from what it will look from Maypole, and you can see that there's one of the buildings that exists right now from Westhaven Park 2C, the 3-story building, and it'll be right against the 4-story portion of this building. And you can see that there's going to be a driveway entrance off of Maypole to get into the garage for the 16 cars. The building, as I said, will be built out of precast concrete. It's a very flexible and beautiful material that can have lots of different design features built into it, so it doesn't look like uh, one of these tilt-up warehouse buildings. It'll have a lot of beautiful design features that are woven right directly into the concrete itself. So it's going to be an attractive building, very modern and contemporary look. It will have a steel canopy that goes over both the outdoor amenity deck and the outside of the building. And the windows will be all aluminum, so they'll last for 50 years and we're really building this building for the long term. It's going to be a very attractive building. To talk a little bit about our commitments to MBE, WBE, and Section 3, both contracting and hiring. The first thing we've done is that the main general contractor, McShane, who has built many of our developments for us, is JV'd or joint ventured with Ashlar Construction, an African-American owned uh, subcontractor who is moving into the general contracting business and is very interested in being able to do jobs of this size themselves. And this is their stepping stone that they're going to use in order to get into the big leagues and be an MBE general contractor with the ability to do a job this size. So we're very proud of that JV that we've brought to the table. The CHA's commitments for MBE, WBE require that 40% of the money that they're putting into the deal, which is approximately $12.16 million, will be going to MBE, WBE contractors. The city of Chicago also has its MBE and WBE requirements at 26 and 6%. And both CHA and the city of Chicago require 10% of the contracting to go to Section 3 businesses. And we're committed to identifying as many Section 3 businesses and local businesses to get involved in the contracting for this project. We're already committed to working with JLL, a local MBE and Section 3 business for excavation, and they've done a great job for us on other CHA jobs. So we're going to be looking to recruit other local businesses um, uh, to be part of this. So please, if you know anyone, have them get in contact with us and with our general contractor. The total project will create about 155 construction jobs, more or less, 6 full-time property management and maintenance jobs, and approximately 18 retail jobs in the 3 storefronts that we're going to be building here and renting out. We're really going to be focusing on renting those spaces to local businesses, not chains, if we can avoid it. So if you've got an entrepreneurial idea for opening a storefront, either a restaurant or a convenience store or a boutique, we'd very much like to talk with you. We will be very reasonable on the rates of rental. So we're not really relying on a great deal of income from these spaces. So please, this is your opportunity to make a real splash here. It's a great location right by the L, right where everybody's going to be walking to go to the United Center, right by these storefronts. So there's not going to be a better opportunity than this for opening a store in the community. We've already heard somebody interested in opening maybe a barbecue rib joint on the corner, and we're working right now to figure out if we can get outdoor seating at the corner of Maypole and Damon. So we're going to try to make that happen so that that could be a great asset for the community. For Section 3 hiring, we are very committed to working with the CHA and its portal to bringing as many people who are Section 3 certified by the CHA into the job. We are committed to hiring by federal law 30% of all new hires, but we do not want to stop there. We want to get as many as possible. And, we've preliminarily set a goal of 12, but I can tell you in previous jobs, we've reached much higher numbers than that. I can tell you at Park Douglas, we reached 37 Section 3, and we're really going to be working as hard as we can with local folks to get them into the CHA portal, holding job fairs and opportunities to get assistance to get into the CHA portal so that we can hire you and work on this job. One other very exciting aspect of what we're doing is we've contracted with Territory, a local nonprofit that's working with youth from the Westhaven Park community to give them experiences in development. So they're interviewing all of the stakeholders of Westhaven Park 2D, and they're going to do a project with the residents to really get them involved in this development. And I'm really glad we're able to get people of all ages opportunities for career development with this property. Uh, if you look at the inside of the building, this is the first floor. You can see at the bottom left is the 16 parking spaces, including 6 handicap spaces, because there will be 6 Section 504 handicapped units. And then if you see in green, those are the 3 rental spaces. In the pink are the bike storage, the place for picking up your mail, the lobby, the package area, and the management office. In the purple is the maintenance facility that we'll have there that will service the building. Uh-oh. Now, okay. There'll also be some social services that are delivered out of the management office area. And this project will benefit from having the donation tax credits program that the state of Illinois runs, which requires that 300 hours of social services a year be provided to the residents. And we'll have a partner of Better Tomorrows who will be responsible for providing those services, and they'll be provided right on site. In addition, the CHA, through its Family Works program, will be providing additional services to residents in this building. The second floor has our amenity space, which has a community room, which will have a community kitchen, a couple of television screens, great for parties and meetings. And then it'll bleed out onto this roof terrace, which will allow us to do indoor outdoor events from that space. Really exciting space overlooking Damon. It's going to be a really wonderful place with raised bed gardens that the residents will have an opportunity to plant and to tend. It and then next door is an exercise room that looks out on the roof deck, and in there will be exercise equipment, lifting, weight room kinds of things. Very exciting space. There will also be units on the second floor. Uh, and then when you get up to the third and fourth floor, you'll have the entire floor plate filled with units, 11 ones and 2 twos. You can see that the blue are the one bedrooms and the purple are the two bedroom units. And then from the fifth to the 12th floor, only the tower will have units. And on each one of those floors, there'll be 7 units, six one bedrooms and one two bedroom in the corner of Lake and Damon. The one bedroom units are all identical, 627 square feet, and will have some built in amenities, including a washer and dryer next to each other, and a dishwasher and a bathroom that will be either built out as handicap accessible or large enough to accommodate a wheelchair. Because this building is an elevator building, all 96 units will be visitable, and so everyone will be able to visit you with a wheelchair, every single unit in this building. We're very proud of that. The two bedroom is 924 square feet. Also will have a washer and dryer and an L-shaped kitchen and a really nice area for dining and living, kind of an open floor plan on one side, and then a private wing on the other side. I just want to mention that there won't be any carpeting. We're very mindful of people with asthma and other respiratory issues, so there'll be vinyl plank flooring throughout the units. We had to change the zoning in order to get this building approved, and we've already gone through the process, and we went before Plan Commission and the Zoning Committee and now City Council, and they've approved an amendment to Plan Development 1097. So we have the appropriate zoning to move forward. And one of the things they require in the zoning is a commitment to sustainability, and we're committed to that. So we're going to make the building Energy Star certified and really maximize our location next to the CTA by doing indoor bike storage and providing an electronic screen in the lobby that will tell you the timetable of the green line both directions. So you'll be able to stand inside the lobby, look at the screen, say, "Hey, I got a minute to go," and then walk across the street to the train. Really proud we're going to be able to do this. This is really a wonderful thing. For the schedule, we've already gone through the both the planned development amendment approval, and we've been introduced at City Council for the TIF. The city is planning on giving us $10 million in TIF for the building. Uh, in May, we're going before the City Council for introduction for the tax exempt bond inducement resolution. That's the next step with the city. And then in June, we will be submitting our plans to the Department of Buildings for building permits. And that's really where the critical path is. Depending on how long it will take the Department of Buildings to approve our plans, will determine when we can close. We're hoping that it takes 5 months for the building department to finish the plans, and that we can move toward a closing for the financing in December of this year and begin construction immediately, completing the construction in about 18 months. And because it's a single building project, we'll start the leasing when the building is completed, and we should be fully leased by the end of 2023. I'm sure there are a lot of questions, and we'd love to hear what you have to ask and move to the question and answer session now.
Thank you, Peter. That was an excellent, excellent presentation. So this is, of course, our first resident meeting for the 2D development. And we would like now, for those folks that are watching, I think we've got about 23. If there are any questions, please put your questions in the live feed in the chat section. If you could put your name in there and then your address, we are more than happy to address any questions that you may have. I also want to let the group know that, or let everyone know that there will be a second resident meeting. We haven't set the date yet, and that's going to be via Zoom. So we're trying different formats and trying to reach as many people as possible. Um, yeah. So far we've had two questions. One came from Eric, who is the HRC representative, legal representative, asking if he could get a copy of the PowerPoint.
Absolutely. I will make that available to the CHA and you'll distribute from there. And Eric, I think I have your email, so I'll send you a link to Dropbox if that works. And so you'll be able to download it directly.
And then another person, Alicia, asked if, because she can't participate today, will she be able to see this presentation? And it is on YouTube. It is going to, it will be live on the CHA's website. So yes, you can view it at your leisure.
Great. Any other questions? I want to emphasize that this is just the beginning of the process, and we're happy to take all questions, even if you don't have them right now. We'll be happy to entertain them. You can get them to the CHA, and they'll get them to me, and we'll make sure we get them answered. And if you or anyone you know is interested in either contracting on the construction, have an idea for a store in the storefronts, or if you know somebody who wants to have an opportunity to be involved in the construction directly, please get them in contact with us. We're very happy to start collecting names and getting the process going.
Yeah, we did have one question come in from Felicia. How can a current tenant with an adult child gain access to one of the one-bedroom units?
So, as we said earlier, there are 3 tiers of income in the building. There's public housing, there's affordable housing, and there's market rate housing. For the public housing units, they'll be coming through the CHA's waiting list, and the CHA will be providing us with names, and we will be going through the names as we receive them for the 38 units. So if you're on the CHA's waiting list with a priority for former Horner residents, that would be the best way to get a public housing unit. On the affordable, we will be opening a leasing office and handing out applications for the affordable and the market rate units. Probably, I would guess, 60 to 90 days before we complete construction. I can tell you that what happened at Clybourne 1200, one of our other projects, where we had a very similar mixed income development, the market rate units flew off the shelf, and we leased the entire building, all of its market rate units in the first day. So if you're interested in a market rate unit, I would not dally. I would keep your eye out for when the leasing office is going to be handing out applications and getting it back as soon as you possibly can. And on the affordable, we didn't lease them all the very first day, but we leased them all within the first month. So I would be very, I would be on top of it. And once we get the application out the door, you should get it and return it as soon as possible. And get on that waiting list and get yourself a unit.
So another question came in, can a current resident move into the building?
A public housing resident, I'm assuming?
I'm assuming public housing.
So that is up to the CHA. So I'd like to turn that to the CHA to answer.
That is something that we would have to get back to the resident on. So, if the person did not, it says Maple Lee Weaver Scholarship is the person or the email that asked that question. So, if that individual could please put their information in the chat, I can directly reach out to you on that question. How would one go about leasing a storefront space?
Ah, okay. So the leasing for the storefront will be done through Brinshaw's offices. The woman named Cindy Bell will be responsible for the lease up of those offices. If you get your information uh, to either the CHA or to myself, Peter Levavi, and my email is PLEVAVI at Brinshore, BRINSHORE.com. I'd be very happy to get your information to Cindy Bell, or her direct email is cbell at brinshore.com. Uh, we'd be very happy to let you know, let you see the plans, let you know what the leasing arrangements will be, and get the process started. There are also 3 storefronts that are immediately south of there, and so you can see kind of like what the situation is there and how we've been working it out, so we could get started right away. We just finished a building on the south side at 44th to 45th Cottage Grove, where we had 17,000 square feet of commercial space on the ground floor. And we worked with a local nonprofit, QCDC, to recruit, train, prepare, fund, and assist local entrepreneurs to rent those spaces. And I am so happy to announce that all 8 of those spaces have been leased by local African American businesses from Bronzeville. Tremendous results, tremendous. We are hoping for a similar kind of victory here. And we really want local people to take advantage of this amazing opportunity to rent these incredible spaces and to build equity in the community.
So yeah, we've had Aisha and Nikita have both asked in the live feed about renting storefronts. So thank you for providing that information. And a clarification was no, we have a market rate renter who's interested in this building.
Absolutely.
That was the clarification. So
Great. So for market rate, get me your email information, and as soon as we are going to uh, release the application, we'll let you know in advance, and we'll make sure that you have an opportunity to get it and get it back to us.
so before we end today, we will make sure that we give out Peter's email information again for anyone that is interested. I can hear you. Also another question. How would one apply for a property management position?
So the property management position will be through Michael's Management Affordable, and Cheryl Cooper is the regional manager, and you'd apply through her. And her email is ccooper at tmo.com. And and you shouldn't wait until now until this building is built. If you have an interest in working in management, get in contact with her now. There are often management positions that open up and maintenance positions, so we can slate you in. There's a lot, as we said, there are 747 units already up and running at Westhaven Park, so there are often positions available, opportunities for training, and we really would love to hire people from Westhaven Park to manage their own community and build their career in property management.
Any more questions? This is a really beautiful development. We're very excited. I know the city of Chicago has considered this what they call a gateway development. It is one of it'll be one of the first big buildings that you will see heading east on Lake Street. And again, being a transit oriented development, 3 blocks north of the United Center, adjacent to a new Green Line station that's opening in 2023. fingers crossed. Um, Actually, this station will open 3 or 4 months before this building is completed, so the synergy is really excellent. So we're very, very excited.
Yeah, and thank you for raising that about this being a gateway development. I think there's an important story to tell. The original design for this building was a 9-story building that looked like a slab across the site, pretty much a bookend to Westhaven Park Tower over on Hermitage. And I have been working with the city's Department of Planning for 30 years. And at no point ever did they ask us to change a design of a building. Commissioner Cox, new in from Detroit, takes his role in planning very seriously. He specifically wanted this building to be a gateway building, to be a 12-story tower, to be iconic and beautiful, and pushed us to redesign the building, which we did. And this is the result, and we're very proud of it. And I think everybody's going to be very happy with the way it looks in the end.
Eric also asked again, is there a way for all this information that it can be packaged and put together and then distributed? Um, all the email addresses, phone numbers, and things like that. I'm sure there's a way we can package that information and put it out as a follow-up.
Yeah, if I'm given the email information, I can certainly make a link available with this, and then the ability to answer any other questions that happen.
Eric is suggesting it would be under perhaps with the name how to apply for public housing slash affordable slash market and storefront opportunities.
For
So
sure, I will include that in the email. That's great. And for the next presentation that we do, I'll put in a slide that has all that information.
that's an that's an excellent idea.
And when we distribute that slide will be in there.
Do we have any other questions? Yes, as a reminder, if you could type in your name, um, so we can have a record of who is asking questions today, that would be very helpful. And yes, and where you live, if you live at the site, that would be great as well.
And I don't have the ability to do this, but could you put my email in the chat?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
We will do that when we before we close out.
Okay.
Okay. We'll be putting Peter's contact information in the chat. I can put my contact information in there as well. And I'd like to thank everybody for participating today. Stay safe, and thanks again.
Thank you.